What did you do?
Oops. Okay. So yesterday was Father's Day and it was my birthday.
Oh, wow. So you are a
Yeah.
June baby.
Yep. And it
That is
was summer
awesome.
solstice. So it was a big day yesterday.
You're what?
I said it was summer solstice yesterday too.
Oh, okay. That
So
all
yeah.
sounds really good. Congratulations on another year. Are we celebrating 43, sir?
44.
44. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So welcome to I don't know, welcome to 44.
Right. What do you mean welcome? Certainly you haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, that's true. Just a couple of years though. Almost. Tick, tick,
Yeah,
tick,
it's
tick,
coming.
knocking at it.
Right.
So what have you been so how was your week prior and everything? You had a fun week, you said?
Yeah, so I guess I don't remember what date did we talk? I guess I
I
went to
don't even remember
Florida
anymore.
for
It's been 2 weeks, I think.
yeah, so I was in Florida with my kids last week for
Yeah.
a few days. Yeah.
Where did you go last week?
To Orlando.
Orlando. How was that?
It was good. It was super hot though. So it
Yeah.
wasn't, you know,
Hotter than here?
it, about the same. It was in the
Did
low
you go to
90s.
Orlando with the kiddos?
Yeah, with the kids.
Oh, okay. You guys had a good
Yeah.
time?
We did. They had
With
a
Daddy?
great time. Yeah.
Oh, how cute. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations. So how's your work coming along?
It's good. Everything's
Good,
good. Yeah.
good. Just taking it easy?
I'm trying my best.
Nothing too complicated going on in your life?
No, nothing I can't handle.
Awesome. So, okay. So what is the best thing you think? I don't know if you've traveled abroad or anything you've ever been interested. What is the best thing you would say about being American? Let's just make it like a pseudo 4th of July-ish um kind of question there. And Juneteenth and Juneteenth. I love how they're they're kind of close in dates now. So it's easy to remember.
Right. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
not that I didn't know before. But anyway, so what is the best thing about being American? Just as a person, it doesn't have to be as like, a black person or black guy, just as a person first, just like whatever. What's the coolest thing about being American?
I mean, I guess I would have to say, I mean, it sounds cliche, but freedom, pretty much in general, freedom.
Yeah.
Um, just from the little bit of traveling I've done, and I have friends that live in different countries, they say that's the biggest thing.
Where do your friends live?
So I have one friend that he just moved. He was in Japan for 7 years,
Mhm.
and he just moved. He's in Hawaii now. He's in the Air Force.
Did he like it?
So he loved it. He didn't even want to. He didn't want to leave.
Oh, wow. Did he marry a
So
Japanese lady?
no, his wife
Oh,
is American. Yep.
okay.
He was married the whole time he was there.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it wasn't like
Yep.
he went there and then ended up finding somebody there. No.
No, no, he was
Okay.
already married. Yep.
Okay.
And I have one friend that lives in Kuwait for the third
Okay.
time.
He's in the
He's doing
military as
contract
well.
work. Well, he's prior military, but he's doing civilian contract work
Okay.
there. Yeah, and he's just said, he just says that when, especially with gender roles and stuff, it's
Mhm.
so different everywhere else. Like as
Is
far
that
as what females
so is
can
that
and
a
can't do.
benefit to guys though? Is it one of those things where you're like in a country where there's like women are more required to be more submissive and you're happy because they'll kind of like they'll be more polite to you, they'll like, bow at you or whatever, they'll do extra because it's a culture that requires more of that.
I think to a lot of guys that's probably appealing. Um, I mean, in general, right? I don't think it's not something that I would. I'm used to being in the United States, so I
Exactly,
understand.
right,
Yeah,
right. You're
but
used to
there's a lot
having
of
women who
guys that
speak their mind and show you their heart and everything, and you're just like, you're more, it's just like, I mean, home is home, and what your life is what it is. And you're
right.
not necessarily like, like you visit other cultures and you're impressed or whatever, but why am I talking for you? What is wrong with me? I should let you talk for you.
No, I mean you were right on pretty much. I mean, there's there's a certain appeal to. I mean, let's face it. Biologically, men are you know, we crave
Validation,
leadership and
leadership, that's true.
quote unquote dominance over women. Not
Yeah,
like that, but in general, you know what I mean? So I could
it's,
see the appeal of that,
uh-huh.
but it's not something that I think about or anything.
Yeah, you guys are
But it's a big difference
physically
though, yeah.
wired and mentally wired to, yeah, and that's, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you would say being American, it's more free?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, even like just speech, there's certain things that you just can say here and say in public and put on the internet that you can't do at other places.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we try. Do you buy into the idea that that I'm not, do you think we'll always be free? Or do you think that like that, that's like, it's something we have to keep fighting for?
um, Both. I think we will
Oh,
have to keep fighting for it, but I
keep
think
insisting on,
it's too many.
keeping it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's too many. I think as we move forward with technology and everything, it's too many ways to check
Control,
people.
isn't there? Technology
Right,
is
but
tempting. They're
also
like, oh, we can just like shut down this entire thing and
right.
we can censor everything they say. It's so like with the click of a button, it just made,
But
right?
on the flip side though, it's easy for common people now to check those that are in charge or
Well,
in
yeah,
power.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it has, like, we can all get on there. It's more democratic, but it's also like more tempting for them to want to control that
Oh,
because
for
they're like,
sure.
dang,
Yeah.
who gave all these people the right to like, to get
Right.
on this platform? This sucks. Let's like,
Right. Right.
push 800 buttons to just, yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
it has like, yeah, double effect, but it's mostly good, because it just
Yeah, I
supports the
think so.
people. It supports democracy. It's like
Yep, I think
back
so.
in the day, how, like town hall meetings. I feel like you can have a town hall online now. You don't even need to like physically be there. And in the age of viruses, it's so perfect.
Right. Yep, that's right. So I think in general we're moving in the right direction. I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
it seems like it's pretty slow, but
yeah.
I'll never be the person that says it was better back in the day or anything like that because it wasn't.
It was better in the 90s.
So,
Reminisce with
but
me.
yeah, certain things were. I mean, I was younger, that's for sure. But everything progresses,
It was
hopefully the way it's
simpler.
supposed to. What do you mean? Like how?
Like, just like less crazy, like less, don't you think that technology and like the politics today, like the world is crazier?
Oh,
Well, it
yeah,
was more
politics wise,
mellow. It was
yeah,
more mellow, something.
yeah. Or we just didn't see it all the time. It's not in front of your
Yeah,
face
okay,
all
maybe
the time,
that's what we
right?
weren't as bombarded with stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was
so
still
it's
corruption. It
so of
was
course it
still
seems more mellow
murder.
because you're not, yeah.
Yeah, everything was still happening, but now it's just you can't avoid it. You
Yeah,
know.
now things are more in your face. So now it's easier to be
Right.
more like, oh geez, about
Right.
stuff, right? Okay. Because I'm like,
Yep.
my memory of then is like, oh, that was like a chill time for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because
yes,
you
you
were
can
young and you had
stuff
less
out more and
responsibilities too,
keep things
probably.
at bay more, and now you can't. It's more
Right. Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, that's probably why, right? You
And you
think?
had less. You had less of a care too because you're younger.
Oh, that's true too. It's like
Less
less
responsibility.
responsibilities,
Yeah. Exactly.
less sense of
Exactly.
being burdened with like, oh, what a guy got to do for this? What's my responsibility for this? Your responsibility is just to be a good kid and be a good student.
That's it. That's all we had to do.
That's all we had to do.
Not get arrested,
Not get
not get
arrested,
arrested, not get pregnant, and not get
not
anybody
get
pregnant.
pregnant. Yeah. I was a virgin through high school, so I was boring.
Oh, high school, you're supposed to. I mean,
Exactly. You're
that's
supposed
nothing.
to be, exactly. That's not, I guess
Yeah,
it's not an accomplishment.
yeah. But good, but good on you
It's
though.
not. Yeah, it's not. It's like, well, you were in high school. What else were you doing? Okay. Yeah. So,
But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
that's what comes to mind first. I mean, even a lot of things, or even like living conditions. There's still
Mhm.
places that people, they don't have clean water. They don't,
Mhm.
we live as a middle class American, we live better than 95 plus
Percent of the
percent of the world.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
sometimes
it's
we
it's,
lose
it's
sight
stuff
of
that we
that,
take for granted. Yeah.
sometimes we get caught up in all sometimes a good way to kind of deflect the frustrations even is just to remember that day-to-day life in this country is still a lot easier than it is in so many other places. In
Exactly.
actual fact, that's why it's easier to worry. I think that's why it's easier to, because all the basic concerns are taken away. You don't have to walk 3 miles to get water in the morning. You don't have to
Right.
like where, and that's a perfect common reality in like 60% of the world. Like for them to get clean water, you know, the women get up in the morning, they walk a few miles, they come back, and they finally have fresh water to prepare food, stuff like that. And it's like,
And it's the stuff I can't even imagine that. I can only imagine that. We take it for granted, you know?
yeah. Well, it's just, it's also, but yeah. So sometimes when you live in a sort of prosperous country, so to speak, and you worry, you realize that, you know, a lot of the reason why is because like a lot of basic struggles are taken away. So it's actually
Mhm.
easier to, but it's also easier to stress people out in that culture too. Like say, for example, you
Right.
can kind of like, you can start texting someone really psycho stuff. If I had to walk 3 miles to fetch water, I wouldn't notice someone texting me psycho stuff.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
wouldn't be able to get in
We
my
have to
head, be
like
like, well, that's terrific. So I really need to go get some fresh water so I don't die.
right, exactly. So I don't get an
Whatever they're doing,
infection.
like, well, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. I need to like, you know, stay alive. So I'll
Yeah,
just push
yeah.
that one aside. Yeah,
Right, yeah. I don't
yeah.
want a deadly infection, so I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna move
yeah,
on. So it's also, so I think it's kind of like those like physical struggles that they go through in those countries. Sometimes that's a privilege too, because it's kind of
right,
like it's like living. It's living in a more tangible way. That's why even in like
exactly.
rich countries, we look for ways to do that. Sometimes we look for
Yeah, I
ways
was gonna
to.
say that's what I was gonna say. We manufacture problems, or you know what I mean,
That's why
worries,
people like video games.
right? To
Video
try and
games
get
of
out
like where you
there.
have to like do those things. You have to build your house and fetch water for it and all that shit, all that
Yeah,
stuff that
because
other
we have
people are doing for real. You can
right.
invent a video game that gets you to do all of it.
Hey, and that's America for you.
That way you can
Just like
push those tangible problems upon yourself.
it's like going going camping and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, we pay money to travel somewhere to be
Hmm.
without basics. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? We do
Have you
that
ever
for
been camping? Are
recreation.
you a fan of going camping?
I've been a few times. I mean, it's you know, I can take it or leave it. I like going every once in a while.
Okay, is that
But
a thing people do in Georgia?
oh yeah, a lot of people do that. Yeah,
Ew, well,
it's a
there's a
lot
lot of
of. I mean, it's a lot
forest.
of trees and woods.
Yeah, there's a lot of forest.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a million campgrounds. But I'm saying that's what we do as you know middle class and wealthy people. We pay money to go live like we don't have any money. That's
Yeah,
how you know what I mean.
I
And it's
remember camping in my teens and 20s, early
yeah,
20s. What took away camping for me was that somebody that was in a band of somebody got killed. This girl and her boyfriend were in the back of a truck. This is in Arizona.
oh,
And
yeah.
somebody came in the middle of the night. I can't and killed both of them. So
Wow.
that really lost my interest in camping because it was like
Yeah.
friends of somebody that I was, you know, a friend of yeah that happened to, and I really didn't like. So I didn't want to go camping after that. But before that, in high school and like before that happened in 103 or whenever that happened, I actually liked camping.
Okay.
You know, before the
Yeah.
early 2000s, up to then, I actually thought it was fun because it's like you like make, you know, fire, you eat s'mores, then you tell stories.
Right. Yep. I mean, I remember camping as a Boy Scout when I was a kid, and then I didn't go camping again until I was an adult because it was more like you know the white people did it, and like our my friends and neighborhood people, we didn't really go camping like
Yeah,
that.
it was always me
It
and
wasn't
one
like a
other
big
black
thing.
person, like, and then like we would be the two token black people, and then they'd be like, yeah, no, it would always often be that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Right.
But I always
But you
liked
know
if they brought
now,
somebody else along because I wouldn't want to be the only.
yeah.
I'd be like,
But
oh,
it's funny
invite
because
so and
now,
so. It's like not just me and stuff.
right? It's funny because now, like, you know, people my age, my coworkers and stuff that are black, we would take our like I've taken my kids a couple or at least once, and
Mhm.
you know we take kids and kids have a totally different experience as black children now than I did 30 years ago. You
Oh,
know what I
really?
mean?
So they're more into
I
it.
mean
Are they
they
more into it?
or they're just exposed to more. You know,
Oh,
like
that's
I just know
awesome.
my parents didn't take us. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
awesome.
I didn't get on a I didn't get on an airplane until I
So
was
it's more of a
16.
so it's more of a cultural norm for them. It's more of a cultural norm for your kids than
Right.
it was for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't get on an airplane
Uh,
till you were 16?
right, and that was with one of my friend's family. And my kids, my daughter was on an airport when she was, or in an airplane when she was like less than a year old.
Oh,
They've both been on
wow.
planes,
Well, my kids have
20
never been
plus
on
times already.
airplanes. My kids have never been on
Really?
airplanes and they're already like, but they will be before they're 10 probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
My
they're
kids have been on a million times, and
they're
got passports and everything. I didn't know what the hell a passport was for until I was a teenager.
20.
Yeah,
You
so
didn't know what passports
it's
was
just
until you
different.
were 20. You kids have passport and
Right.
everything. Where did they go? Been to Europe?
No, Jamaica,
Oh,
just
Jamaica.
just
That's
Caribbean, just
fun. You
Caribbean,
took
not
them or
not
your
Europe.
ex-wife took them?
We took them once when we were married, and I've taken them once since. Yeah.
That sounds like fun. Is that fun?
Yeah, it is. It's real fun. Yeah, Jamaica is one of my favorite places to be. Excuse me, my
Oh,
allergies are
it's what?
acting up a little bit. I was just saying my allergies are bothering me a little bit. So,
Do you like the Caribbean a lot? Tell me about the Caribbean. What's the best thing about it?
I mean, I just like being by the
Okay.
ocean. I like the sound of. I don't get in. I'm not a big fan of getting into natural water, but I like being by the ocean.
Oh, you go to
I like to
Savannah?
hear it. And no, I don't go. I've been once. I don't really go there. It's too far of a
Galveston,
drive.
Texas? Galveston, Texas, Gulf of Mexico? No.
I mean,
Um,
I've go to uh, the Florida Gulf part, like Destin and all that.
but what about California? California beaches, no?
I've been. So my ex-wife's family is from Santa Cruz, California.
Oh,
So we've been a few times there.
so you've
Um,
been close to water there.
right. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. The beaches in the smaller cities are kind of cool, like a city like Santa Cruz and stuff like that. The beaches in the smaller cities are kind of cool because it's
Yeah.
like you get closer to the water. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not as
Yeah. I mean,
crowded.
yeah. So in LA, I've never been to those beaches out in Southern California.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Um,
cool. What about the Atlantic Ocean? Have you been to the water by the Atlantic Ocean?
yeah, like Florida, like South
Yeah.
Florida and everything. Yeah. Yeah. We've been to, Miami, Fort Lauderdale,
New York.
a bunch of times. Yep. Up in New
Yeah.
York, Jersey. Yep.
Yeah. That's exciting. That sounds
It
like
is.
fun.
And growing up in Philly, we would go to Jersey Shore a lot. So
Oh, really? I
yeah,
forgot
it's
that you
only
grew
like
up in Philly.
right,
I'm
yeah.
reminded.
Yeah, so that was a hop, skip, and a jump to the shore. So we
What
went
makes
there.
Philly different from a city like New York, for example? Compare them.
Um, New York is just unique. I mean, I don't know. I think Philly is definitely more. I think it's more spread out. I mean,
Mhm.
everything's probably more spread out than New York,
Mm,
but it's more spread out and it's more car friendly. I think.
mm.
Um, and people are kind of the same though. You get the same kind of attitude with New York and Philly though,
Okay,
pretty
that
much.
makes sense. My friends from is from that I know that's from Philly also lived in New York, and so I bet so it's like the same kind of attitude, the same personality. Like,
I think so. I think
okay,
so. Yeah.
did you ever live in New York too?
No,
No.
no.
Okay,
I would never live in New York. Yeah.
I forget. Do you have siblings?
I have an older sister.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah, yeah,
cool. Where is she
yeah. She's
married
still
with
in.
kids and everything?
She has a daughter that's 22 now or 21.
Mm,
She's not married, but she still lives in Philly.
okay.
Yeah.
So how do you like Georgia by comparison? Is it a move that you're happy about?
I'm happy I made the move. I think it's wearing out its welcome though. I'm not sure how long I'll be here.
Okay, why?
A lot of things. I mean, I know traffic is everywhere, but traffic here is just the worst.
Really
Um, yeah, I mean, well, I don't like the summers here.
hot,
It's too
humid?
extreme. Yeah, yeah, it's too extreme
But it
here.
all depends on who's
Um,
around you. I think that that's like kind of the main priority. Like the main priority of anywhere you are want to be is like having your kids around you,
right.
having
That's
like
that's what's keeping me here. Yeah,
and having like your friends around you and stuff like that.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in Atlanta. But
Oh,
my kids are they're into school here. They have friends here, a lot of family here. So I'm not just gonna leave until they're a little bit older, at least.
Do you hang out with the same clique as your wife? Do you hang out with her friends?
No,
No, you guys are
no,
totally
no.
different.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are her
Yeah.
friends like? Oh, they're more like party-ish?
um, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And it's not like I don't like to party. It's just that I prioritize a little differently than she does.
okay. You like to dance?
Yeah. No, no,
No,
not
I don't
anymore.
see you dancing so much. Do you play basketball?
I do, yeah.
Did you play basketball in school,
I did. I played high school. I played in junior college. I
college,
played in the Air Force. Yeah.
or in the Air Force as well? How tall? Six
Yeah.
five?
Yeah. No, I'm 6'3" with shoes on, so
Oh,
six
okay.
two
You're
and a
not
half
that
or so.
tall then.
Yeah. I'm usually the tallest one in the elevator.
Yeah, I know. Usually the tallest one in the elevator, usually the tallest one in the room. But
Yeah,
NBA tall
but
is
no.
like 6'7".
Yeah, no, I'm not NBA tall.
Yeah,
No.
they're huge. Even
Yeah,
even the ones that look short are probably tall.
exactly. Yeah, because there's guys
It's all
my height in the
relative.
NBA. There's guys my height in the NBA and they look tiny,
Yeah,
compared
there's
to
ones that look
yeah,
too short on camera, but really compared to their teammates, they look short, but they're probably huge. They're probably like,
yeah.
yeah.
I have a friend, one of my friends here through
Hmm.
my cousin. He's his really good friend, so I'm friends by association. But
Hmm.
his son plays for the Atlanta Hawks,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, and he's 6'8",
Oh, wow.
and his other son just graduated high school. I was just at his graduation party a few weeks ago, and he's 6'7",
Oh,
and
wow.
the dad is 6'6". So they're just a bunch of tall
You
dudes
know
walking
that
around.
20 something, there's like a percentage of it, something like 20% of men over the height of some, maybe it's 6'6" or 6'8" or something, 20% of them have at some point played in the NBA. So it's
Is that
like you
right?
have a 1 in 5 chance of playing the NBA if you grow to be 6'7" or 6'8". You have a 1 in 5 chance of being in, yeah.
Wow, I missed that.
You missed that.
Missed that
Just
by
a few
several
more
inches.
inches. Just a few more inches and you would have millions in that bank account.
Yeah, yeah.
And you wouldn't be working on, what is it again?
um, at Warner Media.
No, what is it?
Well, unstoppable.
Becoming unstoppable. You wouldn't be working on becoming
Right.
unstoppable. You already would be.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just teasing. I just had
That's
that joke
fine.
there coming in my head, but I couldn't remember the name of the book to give the joke. I was like, yeah, what is that name? What's that book? What's that title again? Blah, 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 blah. I'm so funny. Yeah.
Becoming
Anyway,
unstoppable.
yeah. So it's almost like guaranteed that like, there's like a high probability if you're over a certain height. Anyway, so are your kids tall too? Your son
My
and daughter?
daughter's tall. Yeah, I think they're both on the tall side for their ages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's
My
good that they're
mom's
into
just average height.
sports is good for you because it keeps you healthy and all that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
Um, a little bit. I ran like cross country. Um, so we had like our courses were like 3 miles and stuff like that. Practice we'd run 6 miles. So that was in high school, and I also played soccer. Not a lot. But I like to exercise in general. I like the outdoors in general. So my way of getting exercise is just getting outside and just being like, being out in the being outdoors. I guess what I'm saying is I like exercising outdoors more than I like gyms.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, so you're not in Georgia yet, or you are?
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
You are. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Have
I'm
you
in
been to Stone Mountain?
Norcross. It's okay. I don't have much of a life here, so
Have you been to Stone Mountain?
I have. I've been to Stone Mountain before I moved here. I've been to Stone Mountain just on visit before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
And you've
nice.
hiked the mountain?
Oh, not really. I more like walked around and took pictures of the mountain,
Oh,
and
okay.
I
Okay.
more like was doing sightseeing and
Right.
looking
Yeah,
at the
you should
lake.
you
I
should
hiked around the lake and everything because the lake is nice, and
it is, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
you
more
should hike
was
up the mountain.
the rock, hike up the rock itself.
Yeah, yeah. It only takes about maybe 25 minutes or 30 minutes
Okay.
maybe.
Have you done that? Do you like it?
Yeah,
What does your
several times.
shirt
Yeah, it's
say?
a
I
good
can't even say. It says a Coca-Cola.
Philly,
Phila.
FPHILA.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
Philadelphian.
Yeah, that's right.
Philadelphian. Okay,
That's
cool.
right. Um,
Pennsylvania.
that's me.
So yeah, so I've been to Stone Mountain, but I haven't hiked up it. I just walked around it more, and
Yeah.
it was fun to sightsee a couple times I've been there.
Yeah, I like
So
to every once in a while I'll hike it and I'll just put my earbuds in and
and you
it's a
just go
good
for it and
little
you enjoy it.
oh, it's great. Yeah.
Where else is fun to hang out in town? Where else do you like to hang out in town?
Um oh man, it's a lot of places depending on what you want to do. I bowl pretty often. Well, not pretty often, but I like to bowl.
You go bowling by
Um
yourself or you go with your family?
yeah, either family or friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
There's like adult bowling places and then
Okay,
there's family ones,
okay.
Um but there's an axe throwing place. I haven't been yet, but a couple people.
Axe throwing?
It looks kind of. It seems sounds weird, but it's like darts, but it's just different. But people are saying it's pretty cool to do it.
What do you hit with the axe? Do you hit it? Is it around like a pin?
Like
Do you hit a pin with it or a wall?
I think it's like a yeah, it's like a wall target.
Oh, okay. So you
It
hit a
sounded
wall
like it
target
was
with an axe
like
and the
darts
axe
kind of.
just knocks and stays in it?
That's right. Yeah.
That's exciting. Do you like that?
I
It's
haven't done
fun.
it. I need to try it. Yeah.
And skydiving. I noticed indoor skydiving locations.
I did that. I didn't like it.
Really? Why? I always have dreams about flying. I always dream about flying. It's like one of these days I just need to go skydiving.
Yeah, I would probably go real skydiving next time I do anything like that. But indoor sky, it was just too the 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 air pressure was too intense and too
Oh,
concentrated. Like it didn't feel real. It felt like it was just like I
so it
couldn't even
felt
catch my breath
artificial.
doing
That's
it.
why you didn't like it.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't really like it. It was good for kids. Even my kids weren't crazy about it, but I wouldn't do it again there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you feel like actual skydiving would be a lot more fun because it would be the experience would be more tangible and it'd feel more like
I think so. Yeah,
okay. And
yeah,
if you have
yeah.
dreams, because then if you have dreams about flying, you want to live in it, then you see the world. Like when you're really skydiving, it really looks like you're out there in the world. Where you're indoor skydiving, nothing around, like the visual is not realistic. The visual is like walls.
Right. Yeah, it's like people. You could see people and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that
but and also with real skydiving, it would be like I feel like in my mind I would be able to like there's no use panicking or anything because you're in the air. So you just gotta,
accept it.
relax yourself. Yeah. Like in the indoor one, I felt like, man, if I don't do this right, I might fall or he doesn't catch me or you can't think about all that stuff if you're actually flying.
So you're saying for real skydiving, you just have to give it up to God, and that actually makes it better.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, you're not gonna catch
It's
yourself
like you're
if you
either
fall.
gonna
You're
die or you're not.
right.
So just
It's gonna be
accept it.
awesome or you're gonna be dead. Yeah.
It's either gonna work out or it's not. Hmm.
Right.
Is that a
That's it.
good way to look? Well, with indoor skydiving, they can never make it as high as an airplane. Like an airplane is really high up. And so with the
Right.
indoor
Yeah. This
stuff,
is
it's
only
not
like
that high up, right?
no, it's probably 10, 15 feet you go.
Oh, well, that's like not a lot at all.
And then actually, there's one time where if the instructor will hold on to you, and he'll
Uh-huh.
like take you up higher, maybe 25 feet, and then come back down.
Do
But
you
when you're
think the
by
indoor thing
yourself,
is good for practice? You think it's good to practice with the indoor version and then do the real one?
I guess they say it is, but
But
yeah,
you don't
I'm
see
not.
that.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be doing it again.
Okay, so maybe I'm gonna try to actually do the real skydiving. How much you
Yeah,
think it
I mean,
costs?
I don't know. It can't be too much. I know a lot of people have done it.
$100?
Yeah,
You're like, it's
probably
gonna
a
be more
couple
than
hundred
that.
bucks. I'd probably say a couple hundred,
Wow, flying
but
out of an airplane and then like with the parachute popping and then diving down and then being like, I think that sounds really, really
but
fun.
you'll be with you'll be in tandem with somebody, an instructor, the first
So
time
who
you
has
go.
experience? I don't know if I want, and they'll
Right.
be like on top of my back,
Um.
or maybe I'll be on
Yes.
their back.
No, they'll be on yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not just gonna push you off the plane the first time. Good
Why
luck.
not? Let Jesus deal with me. Push me out. Let God deal with it. It'll be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because I think people there's been times when people like black out their first time or something
Oh, that's
So,
true.
you
They
know,
pass
if
out,
you
so
don't
they
pull the
forget to pull
chute,
the parachute and stuff
yeah,
like
you don't
that.
pull it. There's no second chance on that one if you don't pull the
Hmm.
chute. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see the shock causing a person to pass out. I could see falling out of a
right,
plane and just being like, what the F just happened? What the heck just happened? And then just
exactly.
mentally fainting. And that
Yep.
sounds like the worst thing to have happen. Fall out of a plane and you faint.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Right.
what's this? What this?
Right.
It's like
And you wake up 20 feet from the ground. It's too
and
late.
you wake up. No, you wake up on the ground because you didn't pull
You're
your
not gonna wake up
parachute
if
and
you
you
hit the ground.
just nosedived because you fainted. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that would not go well. Yeah.
And even
So that makes
physically, I think,
sense.
excuse me, even physically, the air pressure, if it's anything like indoor skydiving, it'll take your breath away. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that
it
makes
might screw you
sense.
up. Yeah.
Right. Because the air pressure is not the same when you're falling out of like, however 100 feet than it would be if you were like in regularness. So it's like
Right.
when you fall out, you're like, holy smokes. Yeah. And then it's like it can be disorienting. So all that,
Exactly.
the air pressure can be disorienting. And it's like, oh,
Yeah. Anything could happen. You could flip around by accident and
yeah, anything could
be
happen. Yeah.
disoriented. Yeah.
Yeah. It still sounds like fun.
Yeah. I would do it, with a professional on
With
my
the
back, I
support,
guess.
yeah, of a professional.
Yeah.
And they'll know when to pull the parachute and everything.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever seen
One
the
of these days.
flying suits? The guys who go in they literally like they don't wear, they fly off of mountains and they wear like a suit that like blows up.
Yeah.
And then they look
Right.
like
Yeah.
starfish or something. They look like
Yeah.
starfish
Yeah.
that are, you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I would
And
never do that.
those two, that takes a lot of practice. That takes a
Yeah.
lot
There's
of
no way.
practice. And you have to kind of be a super
No way.
daredevil, like someone who's not afraid of death, like a super,
Right.
like somebody who's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And they jump off and they fly through and they're fast too. I don't know
They're
how fast they go, but
crazy.
I've seen the GoPro videos of some of those guys, and they
Yeah,
fly through in between trees and stuff. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. But
That's
it's
crazy.
kind of like it's an alternate reality for them. It's like they become birds, kind of. It's
Right.
because
Yeah.
think
Some
about it.
people some
Like
people
you're
crave that
flying,
rush. Yeah.
huh?
Some people crave that rush.
Yeah, and it's
I
honestly,
don't.
literally, it's like man was made to walk and drive cars and swim in water or something like that. When you're flying through through trees and you're like you literally have flipped the whatever and like it's like it's just like God, I'm so bored with the tasks of being human. I want to just like
Right.
see things from a bird's perspective and not like an airplane bird's perspective meaning. I mean like physically a real bird, like I was like like I was an eagle or something like that. I really just
Right.
want to become one. And then you get
I
those
mean,
suit and that's it, you're an eagle.
yeah. I mean, I kind of wish I had that in me, but
You don't.
it's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
You're like, I'm
That's
not
not.
interested.
Absolutely not. I'm good.
Yeah. It would be fun, but
Mm,
I probably won't
I
do it
just,
either. I'm probably just all talk.
yeah, the flying suit. No, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Oh
If
no,
if God wanted
that
me to
takes a lot
fly,
of
He'd have given me
practice.
wings.
It's like that's not for
Yeah.
amateurs. Skydiving, okay for amateurs. The flying suit's not okay for amateurs.
Yeah, but how do you
Yeah.
practice that? Jump
Huh?
off of how do you practice? You jump off someone's house first, or what do you?
So
How
I
do
think
you?
those guys have been doing that forever. They probably start with skydiving and then they start doing all sorts of stunts. They probably start flying off of like mountains in their city. Like they do like fly off a mountain directly to the ground. Tied, you know what I
Right.
mean? They do that and then and after a while, then they just go crazy.
That's no way.
And you're like, why?
No way.
It
Yeah,
makes
I'll
it, I
pass.
guess it just makes like it makes them feel like alive and free and like they're really living with on their own terms.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. It's
You
just,
get it, you just
it's
don't
only,
care.
yeah, it's just only a certain amount of people
That
that
could,
will be
yeah,
able to
that
do
would
that.
go that far to accomplish that set. That's true. There's only a certain
Yeah,
amount of people that would go that far to accomplish those sensations. A lot of people would occur to them. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, yeah," but they would be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna
yeah,
do that."
right. You're like, oh, that's
Like
cool, but nah.
yeah, they would just think it, but it wouldn't be like enough for them to go try to actually do it. Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense. So, what are your summer plans?
um, Nothing solid, really. I mean, I take trips here and there,
Okay.
little, you know, little weekend things sometimes, but
Mhm.
I don't have any big plans.
Are you dating again?
I am.
Oh, that
I
sounds like
am.
fun. How are you going about it? Are you going through the internet or are you going through friends?
It's funny because I tried internet dating last year, or
Mhm,
yeah, last year when it during the pandemic, the heart
mhm,
of the pandemic.
mhm,
And I met a couple people. I started hanging out with somebody for a little while,
mhm.
um, and until we weren't hanging out anymore. But it was fine. I'm not a big fan of meeting online. It's cool because you get to narrow down a little bit before you have to talk to somebody. So that I like that part. But it still just doesn't seem organic to me. I guess I'm still old school with that.
So how's the old school style working? You go to the clubs or you go, how do you work that angle?
No, it's funny. I mean, I never really, since I've been divorced, since I've been single, I never was like trying to find relationships. Like it
Mm,
was never like I gotta go be with somebody, I would just meet people, at the grocery store or at the gym or whatever. Just regular places. Until I got online a couple years ago or year and a half ago or whatever it was.
mhm.
Um, but some people I've already known. I kind of started dating this one girl that I knew from the past that moved to Atlanta recently. So stuff like that. But I
That's
never really,
cool.
I
You
don't
guys
need
are
to be in
just
a
like,
relationship. Yeah.
getting all like, do you go, what do you guys do together? Go out to
Uh,
dinner?
yeah, just basic dates.
Aw, do you like them? Do you like anyone specific in the past year?
I mean, like I said, I did. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of chilling right now.
Oh, but it's not working out for some reason, for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
Oh,
The last couple people were just, it was nothing against anybody. It's just, you know,
it just didn't work out.
yeah, not the right person. You kind of know when you're wasting time, you know what I mean? And I don't like to do that.
What's the
But
problem?
I'm
What
good
are
with
you
my own
looking
company.
for?
I don't need to have a I'm not looking for anything. I mean, I'd like to be able to hang out with somebody. I spend a lot of time with my kids and I spend a lot of time either at work or, you know, projects or just hobbies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't have a lot of time to put into a relationship.
Oh, okay.
So,
I think
so
people
that's
say
kind
that
of
just though when they haven't met the right person. I think once you're with someone that you want to spend time with, you'll say like you won't say that. I think people just say that when they're not in the space they want to be in yet.
yeah. I don't know because I like my me time too.
Yeah.
So I put that out there, and I always put that out in the front. Like I don't have, you know, 6 hours a day to spend with anybody, or you know what I mean. I'm not going to do that.
So it's kind of interesting. Kind of sounds like you don't want somebody who's going to be there all the time.
That's correct. I don't.
You're
So
just
somebody that travels, or somebody that want. I don't know. Like right
you
now,
seem like you
anyway.
like to kind of do you and drag through things by yourself and hang out with the kids and deal with their mom and just kind of, and then just kind of do you kind of, and then you want like someone that's your lady that's there sometime, but she needs to have her own life.
Right. Right. I need you to be here when I need you here, but I don't need you here all the time. It sounds a little selfish, but I'm just saying that I'm trying to get to a place where I want to give up some of my time. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's when I find that person, I will give up more of my time to be with that
Yeah.
person.
I mean, would you
But right
consider
now,
marrying again? Would you consider marrying again?
it's a long shot.
It's a
I'm
long
not going to say
shot.
never. I'm not going to
Never
say
say
never, but
never.
yeah, but right now it's not something I'm thinking about.
Well, because if you like your life to be designed more where you kind of have a lot of your own time, it seems as if like you might find it annoying to have, you may not be ready. Not that you wouldn't want it eventually as you get older, because I think as people get older,
Right.
they value the constant company more. So I think
Oh,
that
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I think when you're in your 50s, you'll like the idea of having a source of support, somebody that's there all the time even more. But I think that
Yeah.
now while you're while you're younger and you're able to kind of like, you're physically, like you're comfortable and you have your kids, you have your stuff to do. I can see how you want to be able to manage how much that person's there. You want to be able to be like, all right, well, very good. Like, see you later or
Yeah.
whatever. Like yeah, but I think that'll probably change as you get older too, because I think that,
Yeah, I don't want to be. I'm not against a long-term relationship, and I'm not against marriage per se. I just I just have to make sure that everything is right on my side where I need to be before I commit to something like that with someone else.
I guess also like if you've been divorced before, there's like a concern, there's a more of a caution. You're more cautious because you're
Right.
like, all right, well, I don't want to, you don't want to end up in the same situation again.
Exactly. Exactly. And it takes a while to get, for a while I was jaded. I didn't want to, I thought that everything, that most relationships would have those, some of the same complications. But I know that everybody's different and everything. But like I said, I want to make sure that I'm in the right space,
But
in
I
my
bet you,
right space before I commit to someone else. Yeah.
but I bet you anything she actually really cares about you. You guys just are not fitted for. I love that look on your face. I said, I bet you anything she actually really cares about. You guys are just not fitted to have like the same kind of relationship going forward. It doesn't mean there's no concern. It doesn't mean there's no
You talking
heart.
about you're talking
Your
about my
ex-wife.
ex, my ex? Oh,
Yes.
no, I mean, we care about each other's well-being.
Yeah.
I want the best for her. I'm pretty sure she wants the best for me, but we're not, we don't miss the relationship part of our lives. I don't think. I know I
I
don't.
know
I'm pretty
that.
sure she doesn't.
I know that. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But at least you can count on her as a friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. For the most part.
To some extent, yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
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 you
yeah, as
guys
far
just
as
have different
relationships,
lifestyles. She just lives just totally different styles.
yeah. Yeah. And for the most part, I'm like I said, I'm okay with not. I don't need to be in a relationship. I like to, everybody has needs and wants to hang out with people or whatever. And when I want to, I can do that or work
You
on
like
that or
being
whatever.
alone
But
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, I enjoy my alone time. And even if it's alone, like travel alone or, have a weekend to myself when the kids aren't with me, I just want
Mhm,
quiet sometimes. I don't want to
mhm,
have to entertain somebody if I don't feel like
yeah.
it. And that's kind of selfish. So that's not really relationship, you know, mindset right now.
How
So
do your relationships mostly happen? Do you chase or do they chase you?
um, chase is a strong word, but I don't pursue normally.
Okay, normally they pursue you.
Yeah, I would
I could
say.
see that. Mellow guy, nice
Yeah.
smile. I could see them just,
Thank you.
snuggling up and be like, hey, how are you? Right?
Sometimes, but in Atlanta though, so you know, they say the ratio is men it favors men here anyway.
Oh, there's a
So it's
lot more
like a
ladies
lot of
than
the
men.
females, yeah. So they have fewer to pick from. So
Yeah.
it seems like
So favors
that's
you.
on our side. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's a larger gay population of men here apparently too.
That's
So
what I hear too. So that also makes it
yeah.
harder too for because that means that that narrows down the women's whatever even more.
Right, yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of sucks for women, but
Yeah. It's okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think about it too much, but
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I'm in the mindset where whatever's supposed to happen will happen. I don't really,
Yeah.
I definitely don't, chase anybody. If it's supposed to happen, it will.
Yeah. How's your daughter?
She's good. You said how old is she?
How is she? Does she want daddy to find a new love?
Um, I'm sure she does. But so when I was dating someone last year,
Mhm.
my kids met her, and she had a daughter close to their age. So
Mhm.
my daughter liked that. That was pretty cool. They got along, and that was a pretty good experience, I think. So I think she would definitely prefer me to have somebody, makes me happy. But she doesn't talk to me about it. It's not something that she's upset about or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How often does the mom get them?
So I recently, especially since school is over, they spend more nights there than here.
Okay.
Just because I work early, so it'd be it'd be like, you know, not really feasible for me to take them before I go to work. It'd be too early.
I think if you were with the right person, you would want somebody who's there all the time. I think you just don't want somebody who's there all the time because you haven't nailed down somebody that's the type of person that you would be okay with having around all the
All the
time. You're
time
disagreeing with,
sounds
you're like,
all
no,
the
you
time.
don't get it. I just told you I don't want somebody there all the time.
I mean, all the time is extreme. I see what you're saying, but I mean,
Because I imagine it's
it,
like, okay, the kid's
it
over
would
there
have to
most
be
of the
gradual.
time. You hang out by yourself. Don't you want like somebody that's with you like 70% of the time?
70 is a big number. It would have to be
70 is a big
gradual.
number. Fine, 20% of the time. Dang.
No, no, it would have to be gradual, like, right? So I would hang out with somebody, and that's how it kind of was my last relationship. Hang out, and you get more and more, and then you're comfortable being at home and seeing
Mhm.
them when you get home, and you know, it would grow into that. But
Yeah,
immediately, I couldn't. You know, it'd have to be slower than that.
okay. That
But
makes sense. It takes
it'll
time to get
happen.
for people to get to know one another.
Yeah, yeah, it'll happen. I'm
All
not
right.
really worried about it.
I have faith for you. I'm excited for you. I'm gonna post this, and by the time that our other thing has like I don't know 1,000 something, so 300 something. So maybe like someone viewing you talk about your situation's gonna like I'm just being stupid. Probably not. They probably don't care. I'm like, oh, I will
But
post this conversation, and somebody hearing it will say, "Who is that man? Where can I get him?" Somebody who's
nah, doubtful.
doubtful. Well, all right. Well, God bless you. Thanks for talking to me. We'll chat again.
Okay, for sure.
You enjoy talking?
Absolutely.
Okay, I enjoy talking to you. God bless you.
All right, I'll talk to
All
you
right,
soon.
much love to you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye.